What's good, beautiful water signs, Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces? Welcome to Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. Please click on the timestamps down below to hop to your individual tarot reading. What's up, Pisces gang? Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. My name's Annie. Happy to have you Pisces, as well as the cross watchers out there. We're going to do like a mid-month check-in, kind of a November, seeing where things are at, energy check-in. This is not going to be necessarily geared towards love or career. We'll see what comes through. I'm sure both will in a sense. But yeah, I'm going to do kind of the old school traditional Celtic crossbred and just see what comes up in the Piscean energy. So, as always, guys, please come into these readings with an open heart and an open mind. Do know in advance, because these are general messages on YouTube. Not everything I say will always resonate with every single one of you out there. It's okay if it doesn't. Have faith it's going out to someone else who needs to hear it. But it is my goal, my aim, my intention that many of these messages, at least pieces and parts of them, will resonate with the collective out there. So, and give yourself the luxury of time. Not everything will click instantly. So do know that in advance, okay? All right, how you been, Pisces? Just let me go through my little thing here and we'll hop in. All right, let's do it. What else do I need to tell you? Everything else is down in the box below. The decks I'm using here today had to contact me for a personal. Hope you all had a good 11/11. The energy was tense. I was actually kind of surprised. I woke up like, oh, it's 11/11. It's a good time to get like a kind of a, you know, reorder your life, restructure your life in a good way. I got that new full moon in Scorpio, and yesterday I was like, I literally cannot. Like, I had a headache, I was grumpy, I was moody, and I'm sure part of that was like the collective energy, so I'm sure I wasn't the only one. But anyway, I'm like, today we're gonna do like empowering spiritual messages, not necessarily about love per se, but we'll see what comes through. Anyway, I ramble. You guys know I ramble. Bottom of your deck is Knight of Cups, so that's you. That's moving forward with like a beautiful vibe, like a feeling of positivity, of optimism. So I know some of you are like, that is not me right now, I'm struggling. But the fact that that's coming up for you, bottom of the deck, means it's energy that's trying to come into you. So I guess to that I would say, if you're not feeling this way, how are you self-sabotaging, or are you blocking yourself in any way? Because what is it that your heart is calling you to move forward to, and why aren't you doing it, right? And, you know, just questions to ask yourself always. So let's hop into this. So first card out the deck, sort of the possible situation coming through as a theme in this reading, is the High Priestess. So I'm sort of hearing the Secret Keeper. This card can mean many things. It's typically Cancerian energy. It can be Pisces as well, though, too. So some of you may be dealing with another Cancer or a Pisces, but I am reading for you. So again, if it translates for someone else, you know, by all means, take it and run with it. The Silent Woman, the Secret Keeper, she has to do with the moon, right? She's ruled by the moon, or rules over the moon, right? Balancing our dark and our light energies. But I feel like this is needing to communicate something that you're holding back on for a reason. What's interesting, though, is the reason why is because it means the world to you. It's very important, and so if you're going to move forward with it and try and achieve the success or achieve the results that you really want, it's like you want to nail it. You want to be absolutely perfect, you know, and no loose ends, like really stick the landing. So I'm getting, if it something to do with that, or it's very high stakes. There could be a huge sum of money attached to this, especially careers in writing, or I heard speech pathology. Anything to do with writing or speaking. It's saying right now there's no speaking. There's a silent, there's an inner knowing. This is all about following your gut instincts and your intuition. This can also simply mean you're holding back because you know it's not the $1 million opportunity. Again, in metaphor, right? Tarot speaks in metaphor. So it could be that if you're looking for a job, there may be one that you're tempted to take, but you know deep down it's not going to make you happy. So rather than just rushing at anything that knocks on your door, you may be like, you know what, I'm going to hold, I'm going to strategize. You know, certainly if you are in a place where it's not dire straits where you have to take whatever is thrown your way, it's almost like you're sending signals to the universe like, thank you, I'm grateful, I'm acknowledging the blessings, but this isn't the one. So, like, let me keep working towards the big one, the one that I really want, versus the one that's a little bit like lackluster or just okay, right? Some of you are needing to step outside the comfort zone, and that's sort of what your inner knowing, your higher self is trying to tell you, is that the offers coming in right now, there's a reason why you're sort of like, like, I'm not digging this, I'm not loving it. I could certainly take the opportunity, but it's like in the long run, you know, your higher self, like, look at these energies. These are completely different. You can move forward with something that's either right in front of you now, or something that, again, could be coming in the next few weeks. And it's not saying it's bad. I want to say that too. Fours can sometimes get a reputation of being like stale or stagnant? Yes, eventually, but it's a natural part of the order of, you know, the fool's journey or the universe, right? You're gonna reach levels in life where you plateau a little bit. That's normal. Sometimes it's requiring you to rest, to relax, to rest on your laurels, right? Or to get comfortable in the environment, or comfortable in like the, I'm almost getting like the emotional environment surrounding whatever this is. Then eventually, once you're there, you come to realize, okay, I'm ready for the next step. So some of you, I feel like this has been a constant trajectory in your life of just getting to the next step and hunkering down. And so for a lot of you, I'm sort of getting this message of, I want to proceed ahead. I want to, you know, maybe this is new romance, maybe this is a new job, maybe this is a new house, whatever it is. There's an opportunity that's okay, but I think instead of jumping at the first opportunity, which I think a lot of you have chosen to do in the past, and felt lackluster about it, or less than desirable results resulted from you taking what you could get, not shooting for the stars, not looking at what do I really want. I don't know if it was to satisfy someone else, or, you know, to satisfy the superficiality of how something looked. Well, I took the job, or I'm dating this person, but was it what you really wanted? That's the crux of what's coming through here for me. And a lot of you you're waiting for the opportunity that actually makes you feel really jazzed and really excited. I'm sorry I'm not being eloquent in the way I'm explaining this, but I hope you understand what I mean. In the past, you have a lot of struggle and a lot of hardship coming through, especially with money and finances, though it doesn't have to be that. And so that's what I mean. I am not under the falsity that you guys are or have always been in a position to wait for the stars, to shoot for the stars and pass up on opportunities, when no, it's like you needed that to fill your cup. You needed it to pay the bills. You needed a roof over your head, right? I understand. I'm not at all neglecting that fact. But unfortunately, it was almost like, I want to phrase this correctly. By showing the universe this newfound empowerment of you not just settling, not just taking and settling for the bare minimum. This time around, whatever this opportunity is, maybe it has to do with love. You're like, I'm shooting higher, universe. Again, it's not out of ego. It's not out of greed. It's like, thank you for the blessings. They have served me. They have been my foundation, right? The 4, if we think of the Emperor as card number 4, it's been a solid foundation. But more often than not, it's gotten me into a place where I rushed in too soon, or what I thought I wanted wasn't actually what I needed. I'm sort of getting, it didn't work out for some reason or another. And again, it's not saying it was false. It's not saying it was the wrong decision. By all means, no. In fact, it was necessary because it toughened you up. And this time you're not so, I'm sort of hearing this element of trickster energy on someone else's part. I don't know if that makes sense, Pisces, but again, instead of, I always use this metaphor, the low-hanging fruit. It's there, you can reach it, if you're hungry, if you want a snack, sure, go ahead and pick the fruit. But just because it's there doesn't mean it's delicious, right? If you were to climb a few branches higher, if you were to put more energy and endurance into actually thinking, well, what is it that I really want? It's like the fruit up at the top of the tree, of course in metaphor, right? It's fresher, it's riper, it's more delicious. There's, there aren't bugs crawling in it, right? That's what I mean. There's an opportunity that comes along, and deep down, or again, higher mind, your subconscious is saying, your intuition really is what I'm getting with the High Priestess, is saying, hold. You know you can do better, so don't shoot yourself in the foot by repeating old patterns of, okay, I'll take what I can get. That's exactly what this message is. This, I'll take what I can get because there's an internal fear of I don't deserve more, or I'm not capable of anything else. But here's the thing, Pisces, if you're thinking that now, there's going to be not a rude awakening, the opposite. There's going to be some illumination or awakening of, oh my God, I can do so much better. Some of you may be in a relationship where you've somehow been able to justify the red flags, or you've somehow been able to just, keep trugging along rather. It'll get better, trudging through the snow barefoot with your partner, but your partner isn't helping you, right? And again, this could be a metaphor of a job where they're not giving you the promotion. They're not, giving you the salary that you deserve. It's like, well, eventually, someday I'll get there. A lot of you are having this moment of, wait a minute, what am I even doing? There's an awakening where I think you've stayed silent. Again, I think with hoping in your heart that things get better, but I think for a lot of you, the recognition is that if I want something more, I'm going to have to go out and chase it. And again, not accept the minimum wages, not accept the low-hanging fruit, not accept the hit it and quit it guy you met on the dating apps who you know their heart isn't in the right place, but you're a little bit lonely. That kind of thing. It's like there's this newfound now, I'm going to reach higher this time. I really dig this vibe for you, Pisces. Again, you have to put it in context where it makes sense for you. This, again, this could have to do with a house or a job or whatever. But the vibe, like these are incredible cards. These are really cool cards. This is the wish fulfillment card. Long-term hopes and dreams. And again, two very strong cards of like the emotional capacity and the intuitiveness of the Pisces too is coming through. I apologize. Give me 1 second. So hopes, dreams, and wishes, it's already coming up as, it's ironically, this card is sometimes what's blocking the energy. I'm almost seeing it as the reverse of you guys chose not to acknowledge all your hopes and dreams and wishes. Again, you decided to, rather than shoot for the stars, be very practical. But with that, it's like you were settling. So this is like an awakening of no, I'm going to advocate that I'm actually ready to achieve something greater than I've ever wanted or desired before. Like I'm going to go after it. And I think that's an important message of this card too. You can sit there and think about it and dream about it and hope it comes in, or you can get on the horse and chase it yourself, right? Again, Knights denote movement and action and change in our lives, and this is your card. This is a Pisces card. So whether, again, it's filling your bank account or finding the perfect romantic partner or just going after whatever it is, right? Movement towards what's going to fill your cup, what's going to make you happy, what's going to bring you joy. So for hopes, dreams, and wishes, this can, that's the irony of this space. It can also be fears. So you got the devil. I think fear and possibly conformity held you guys back for a long time. There could also be an oppressive nature with someone in your life who told you that you didn't deserve the sun and the stars and the moon, who told you that you weren't good enough, who, yeah, maybe, I am sort of getting maybe a trickster energy of, this could also be your head playing tricks on you of, every time I think I want to go for my hopes and dreams, I talk myself out of it. That could be your internal devil, right? Your internal shadow side, which everybody has, right? That's not just you. This is a card of Capricorn, so, you know, double confirmation if you happen to know zodiac signs and you are feeling like, this could be your boss, right? But you're shackled to it. The idea of, I'm worried about the repercussions if I break away from this. And even if it's that, you know, it puts an end to my streams of income, right? I sort of think what's going on in sort of impacting the situation is fear is holding you back. A false comfortability, a false comfort zone. Yeah, for a lot of you, this does feel career related. And again, possibly a higher up or an oppressor. It could even be a parental figure. It could be a spouse that, again, is not really in the highest vibration. But here's the thing, and I don't mean to always pick on you, Pisces. I do say this to you a lot, though, and I mean, it's just because you are so associated with the 12th house. The idea of like escapism, and also with that almost sort of like victimization, and everybody is fighting a battle, right? I'm not here to comment on that per se, but how long can you stay in a mental or emotional state of life is happening to me versus I'm going to go out and make my dreams happen? So if, again, you have been settling or resting on your laurels, and again, possibly in a way that was fated, you kind of needed to sit and ponder and think about how to approach this differently. I do see that coming in. I do see there being movement to, I know this sounds cheesy, but to face your fear and to no longer be the victim, to unshackle yourself because you can, right? And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. I think there is a level of facing your fears, of coming in very, very confidently. In a sense, it's almost demanding what you want, demanding it from the boss or from the person of, this is the relationship I want. Are you with me or are you not? Yeah, it's like no longer being silent. It's commanding the room. I'm interested. Yeah, okay. I was going to say, I'm interested to see where either wands or swords come into play, because that's vocalizing it. And that's what's coming in your future, which is really cool. Tell me what, if this is romantic, or I'm going to say relationship, because it could be a boss or a parent. What is the deal here with the devil? What is the deal here? Yeah, okay. So a lot of you are getting out of a relationship where it's lacking in its love. It's a separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Whatever this is, for most of you, I don't think it is a Capricorn, but it could be. It's saying this is a darker energy you need to separate yourself from. So again, it could be an internal battle of self-sabotage, shooting yourself in the foot every time you make plans to move ahead. You know, I'm just putting examples out there. You want to be a painter, but every time you, try and set aside time to do that, it's easier to go on Netflix, or it's easier to, take the low-paying job or whatever just to get by. And again, those are real circumstances, right? It's not going to go away in a day, right? It's about being solution-oriented and finding reasons to keep pushing through the obstacles until you make it to the end goal, right? It seems like for a lot of you, the end goal is so pie in the sky. It's so amazing. It's like vividly, you can see it in your mind, but the task of getting there has been so overwhelming that you just didn't even want to start, or the attempts to start, it always ended in you being like, oh, well, shit, I can't do it. It's like you were finding reasons why it couldn't work, and now it's the opposite. You're finding all the more reasons to go ahead and pursue it anyway, even though other people don't think it's practical, even though other people don't see it as lucrative, even though other people don't, you know what I mean? It's like you found your own self-empowerment to go after this. You're separating from either shadow side of yourself or darker people in your energy. All right. So then what's coming in the future is communicating and, again, severing off the part of you or the people in your life who are holding you back, who are shackling you. And again, I am getting the sense of there's tricks going on in your head, because I think for some of you, you're not fully convinced that leaving is the solution. But here's the thing, if you don't, you're never going to know. There's a risk required for separating yourself from the devil and sticking to it, drawing a line in the sand of, this is the decision I've made, and that's how I'm going to go moving forward. This is about breaking out of old cycles and patterns of behavior. This could even involve a relationship where there was a sense of codependency or toxic behavior or obsession, right? Obsession with the one who just wouldn't budge, who just couldn't give you the love you wanted. There's like a realization of, why was I waiting for them? Why was I settling? Why was I not advocating my true feelings, right? Give me more on this, please. Yeah, let's go ahead and clarify the Ace of Swords. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, you're taking practical steps, I want to say, in a new direction. Just because this has been the outcome of several attempts at the same thing doesn't mean this is like fated to fail or fated to be doomed, but it's saying you need to approach it in a different way. For a lot of you, I keep wanting to say there was a stop-start or a start-stop. Like I take a step forward and then I immediately take a step back because it's too scary. It got too real. It was outside of my comfort zone, which is what fours are. This is saying, no, venture outside the comfort zone, because that's where you're going to find what's on the other side. That's where the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow is. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. Building. It's like practical steps towards building. And it's slow, right? Rome wasn't built in a day. It doesn't have to be instant and quick. But yeah, this is like building the path that you're walking down, a brick at a time, a piece at a time. And for those of you who are at a job and you're feeling like this, it's not necessarily saying just up and quit, right? Again, you have to be practical for what works for you. But it's saying, while you're there, are you building things in the background on the sidelines that eventually you're opening a door so that if you wanted to leave the company or go in a new direction, you could. If you're not doing it now, start a piece at a time, because over time it will add up. And yeah, a lot of you, it's just like your intuition is saying, I'm not happy here, we need to fix this. This is the solution. Practical steps to move away from this negativity and towards something that you would enjoy more, where you would be more happy. All right, so how you see yourself. Strength card. So I do like that, but I do see also with you, again, making this assumption that it's going to be a drawn out battle, dragged out. It's almost like, I don't usually see this card this way, but I almost see it as either competition or almost like a wrestling match. Like you go in and you're kind of shaky on your feet, like, oh God, I've never done this before. How am I gonna? It's like your job is to tame the lion and you have no freaking clue how to do it. You're just like, okay, you're like, here, kitty, kitty. Like there's a lack of confidence, but universe is saying, I got your back. Like you are already the winner in this. You just have to believe it yourself. You just have to know that if you go into this, you will find a way to succeed despite the obstacles, right? Because this is coming up in your past, I want to be clear, this is a past energy. You've already been put through the ringer, Pisces. So it's almost like whatever is coming up for you, if you're distancing yourself from whatever this is, which is in your goals and your dreams, right? It will be easier this time around because you don't have this heaviness that's been weighing you down. You've either cut this person out of your life or you've separated yourself from, again, the self-sabotage, the internal devil, the I can't do it, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not fit enough, I'm not pretty enough, you know, whatever this is. If you decide to cut that, it's like you have a whole new lease on life. You can build in a way that you've never built before, and you can also implement the lessons you learned in the past of, I didn't quite do it right that time, but again, there's a value, money essentially, but it's like the value of the lessons is what you're taking away to build a new platform, and it's stronger this time. You know more. You have more knowledge in your knowledge bank. So for a lot of you, you're having difficulty separating from this romantic relationship potentially. Yes and no. Like the thing is, I think a lot of you know it's time to cut it, but there was a comfortability there, and I will say with these two cards coming up, there was amazing sexuality. There was an amazing sexual connection, but when it came to someone actually giving you the emotional support you needed, that was nowhere to be found. Like it was... yeah, romantically it wasn't there, but sexually it was there, if that makes sense. It's like that was the crux of what you guys were creating together, and it wasn't strong enough to withstand. Give me one on that. But yeah, here's the thing though. You see yourself as the Queen of Cups, and her cup is not closed off. So this says to me, you do see yourself as opening yourself up to new possibilities. You know it's possible. The Queen of Cups stands in her power and in her strength, and she doesn't let the emotions overpower her, right? She receives them, right? It's like divine feminine energy where she is receptive to hearing it out and seeing it, but there's no evidence or proof that it belongs in her cup, in her heart. If it doesn't bring anything to her, she sends it off with the tides. It's like, thank you for what you're offering me, but no, I'm good. It's like there's this push and this pull. She's only going to accept love in her cup that she really deserves. For some of you, you may be stuck on a Leo, which I'm not sure how to feel about the Leo. I'm not sure if this is the Leo. I don't like whoever this is. So if that's symbolic of someone in your life, it doesn't have to be Capricorn. You know, there are plenty of beautiful, amazing Capricorns out there, but it is coming up, so I'm just mentioning it. Some of you, it's like you're finally being more, what is the word? Discerning about who you're going to accept love from, or again, offers. This could be job offers. Rather than forcing yourself into some sort of business role or some sort of career where you know your heart just isn't in it, you're not going to get different results by hopping to the same job title at different companies. It's always going to leave you feeling like, ugh. Like the money is okay. Again, there's something salvageable of why you kept doing this. I understand that. But again, there's this awakening of, oh shit, that's never going to make me happy. That's what's going here. And there's such a sense of victory and empowerment just knowing that you're starting to train your brain to see things in a new way of what does this offer to me? I know what I offer to you. I know my skills. I know the ability I have in my heart to love. I know whatever it is, right? What does this offer to me? Even in terms of like, again, looking for a house or something. I know what I can spend. I know that I can remodel a house and make it look great and feel like home. But what is this actually doing for me? Is it putting me in a convenient spot? Does this house provide me with opportunities to grow and have a family? Can I host Thanksgiving? Is there a big, you know what I mean? It's understanding what is being offered to you at this point and what are you no longer settling for. All right. So then how other people see you, you're moving places. You're going places, kid. I like this. And this is a sense of if before you were confused or apprehensive to make a move, when you do, you get peace of mind doing it. Mental clarity is the Six of Swords. It's any five in tarot is confusion and chaos and upheaval and things that really force us to step up into our own power. You're past the mental confusion here. It's like smooth sailing. We go from rocky waters to smooth waters, right, Pisces? So that's how other people see you, is they see you making strides forward. a newfound empowerment, and also there's a determination of where you're headed. It's like you've got your compass, you've got your map, you're on the ship, you're like, there. People see you as, oh, like Pisces got something going on, you know, and I mean, I'm not saying that to feed your ego, but if you're not feeling this way now, again, universe is trying to get you to see what is up on the horizon that you've been like, I want to, but I can't. Again, talking yourself out of it. This is about action and movement forward to find and obtain your own sense of happiness. So what is your advice or guidance? Start building it right now. Right this very second. Hop off of YouTube and go build that business of your dream. Work on your dating app profile. Start looking up listings and houses, and also practically make a list. What are you actually looking to get out of this? Start a manifestation journal, but really be discerning of, well, why do I want love? Does it come from a place of lack? Does it come from a place of fear of being on my own? It's okay to work through that process, right? And it's okay to admit, yeah, maybe that's it. But either way, it's going to give you the illumination of, oh, I get it. Maybe I'm supposed to build alone for a little bit. Or, I don't know, maybe I need to intern a little bit at that position in order to work my way up to, you know, the ultimate title that I'm looking to achieve here. This is about building. This is about teamwork. So this could also be advice or guidance to network. Reach out to friends who already have a leg up in that area or that department. You know, if you're looking for dating prospects, look right around you. This, to me, this doesn't really have to do with the technology of dating apps. This is like hanging out with people, mingling, a friend of a friend. Talk about your problems. There might be someone there who can offer you good advice or guidance. And this is also about realigning your soul, your spirit. You know, with the three, it's like the Holy Trinity, like mind, body, spirit, right? I also see you collaborating. So I don't know, because that's very much as a card of teamwork and collaboration. So if this has to do with business, I don't know if you're looking to venture out on your own. Maybe Spirit is saying start with a group, you know, start with a smaller group and then branch off from there. But yeah, this isn't time to go rogue and solo yet. Again, if you're at a job but it's paying your bills and you're like, well, I can't just stop my income. Yeah, that's smart. Take practical steps to start building your side hustle while, like, concurrently, while you're doing both. And then eventually you can make that decision to sever off entirely when you have, like, the proof that it's lucrative, that there's some income coming in based on this new project or this new idea. Boop, boop, boop. Wheel of Fortune and Page of Swords. Research the opportunity. Before you jump in head first, are you researching? Are you gathering all the facts and figures and information? If you have to go through some sort of research process, or again, looking up listings or looking up jobs, this is, to me, you're going to find one that seems like very good. It could be lucrative, or again, Wheel of Fortune, destiny. Like it's the one you're meant to go after, not the one that you're just going to take because you have to, because you know you're in dire straits and you have to settle and take one. Again, think bigger, think higher vibrational. And I know it sounds cheesy, but this is saying to me, like, reach for your dreams, because settling for jobs or people, relationships that you never wanted, it's always resulting in this. So you've learned the lesson, Pisces. Stop playing out the same lessons by doing the same things you've always done. Dream a little bigger, reach a little higher, right? We keep using that metaphor. And then potential outcome, you're going to have a very important decision to make. And yeah, there's conflict about it. I can already tell for some of you, this is leaving a toxic partner behind who they just aren't treating you well. Temperance, so possibly with a Sagittarius. And again, something about severing of the two, breaking off from any type of relationship. Maybe it's with a parent, right? Where it's toxic and they're not treating you well. They're fueling negative thoughts, like almost gaslighting you. That's very much what I'm getting here. A lot of you are going to make the difficult decision where, again, there's internal conflict, but there may also be literal arguments with this person. I think you're going to choose to take the higher road, and you may choose to cut it off, or again, allow great separation and energetic space from this person so it allows you to heal, to mend your life. This is about patience. Again, a step at a time. Keep 1 foot grounded and 1 foot in the pool of your dreams and intuition. I think that's a beautiful metaphor for saying, don't cut off your income stream all at once, but, you know, start making your escape route, or start planning your escape or your exit route, you know? You need to do it at the same time, right? She's holding two thoughts, two ideas, two swords, right? Eventually, this internal conflict will be resolved because I think you're going to choose to invest in yourself in ways that you never have before. As I'm saying, you need to shoot for the stars and reach for your dreams. She has wings, doesn't she? She can ascend. She can go higher. You start thinking with your higher mind. And yeah, for some of you, this may or may not have to do with something involved in the medical field. Any sort of profession in being a healer. Maybe you're going to go rogue and be an entrepreneur in some sort of healing profession. And yeah, doctors, medical nurses, anything of that sort. Or again, possibly something with a Sagittarius or a Leo. You have a couple cards indicating both of those to me. So, Queen of Swords. Make logical and informed decisions. This is about making head over heart decisions. I know you can think with your heart, Pisces. I know you can think with your emotions. So particularly for those who have any maybe like Aquarian cusp, focus on sort of that innovative idea, the way to do it differently that maybe you've never tried before. So, all right, Pisces, that's what I got for you. I hope that was helpful. Please do like, share, subscribe. Help me grow this channel. That's my goal. I will see you very soon for more tarot. Bye, guys. Hello, Scorpio gang. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. That's me. What's up, guys? I hope this video finds you well. These are going to be kind of your mid-month check-ins for November. I'm not specifically reading for love. I'm going to do classic, old-school Celtic cross-style reading for you. We'll see what comes through. Messages of love, career, sure, but anything that wants to come through, I will share with you. I hope you guys had a good 11/11. The energy was tense. It was a crazy day. I woke up all excited. It just seemed like a good day, and like immediately I was hit with just, oh, it was heavy. So if you would all relate to that, let's power through it. I'm actually doing this on the 12th, and like today I woke up and I'm like, okay, I could actually read today. But yeah, the energy on 11/11 was insane. So anyway, I took that as a sign that maybe collectively we just need kind of messages to see if we're on the right path or where we can realign what universe is wanting us to know specifically about our own spiritual paths. I definitely feel called on this channel to do more readings about self-empowerment because I do think that's ultimately the crux of what tarot is about. So I know love readings are fun and peeking in on people's energy, but we have to remember first and foremost, it's about our own energy. We are all accountable for that, right? So anyway, that's what this reading is going to be about. So if that's not what you're looking for, I'll see you next time. I'll see you on the next video, but let's see what comes through. All right, Celtic Cross, my Scorpio gangs. I hope you guys all had a lovely birthday or about to. I think we're a couple days away from Sag. So yeah, let's do it for Scorpio. You guys know my drill. You are accountable for all your own actions and decisions here that come through. These are meant to be empowering. So if you're not feeling that way when you watch them, if the material that comes through is strange and foreign, it's probably not your message, okay? That being said, I hope lots and lots of it resonates for you. Give yourself the luxury of time to digest the messages. Yeah, don't take on action on things that feel foreign, but do assume, have faith they are going out to someone else who needs to hear them. Everything else down below in that description box, the decks I'm using, how to contact me for personal, my social media, all that good stuff. Let's hop into your reading here. So, crux of your reading, actually I'm going to show you bottom of the deck. Interesting, Knight of Cups. So Pisces had this exact same card come through. Knight of Cups, which to me is typically a Pisces card. If it's not that you're dealing with a Pisces, certainly you are a water sign. This could be you. Could be love riding into you. If you're looking for changes in your love life or romance, this may be a sign you have to either go out and get it or something nice is coming into you. In fact, let's immediately see. No, this is, yeah, I was going to say, my intuition said something's coming to you. I think it's the same. I think it says chill. Be the high priestess. Something about the silent voice right now is what is needed. So that's a very interesting message. It's like, it's almost like I heard preaching to the choir. You've preached your case. The person knows how you feel. They know where you stand. So it's up to them to like put their best foot forward and come to you with something of value. Or again, they need to ride on because it's almost like you're better than that. You can do better. And there's like an internal peace to you here with the High Priestess where you know it. Again, sometimes a card of Cancer or Pisces, so a lot of water energy coming through. I do want to mention, you guys need to choose how you're going to view these messages, what lens. These can have to do with love, but Knights can also bring the energy, the currency of like money, right? Job offers too. So if you have been very patient and applying to jobs and you've been met with a lot of obstacle, it's saying just you wait because there's something riding into you that will be very enjoyable, something that would make you very happy. So that's bottom of your deck. To me, that says the energy is coming in, but it's not here yet. It's not tangible. You're not holding it in your hand and seeing the evidence. So that is sort of what's up on the horizon if we can make our way through this. I almost said through this mess, but it's actually not that messy. You have some very strong cards. Cancer's was rough. Cancer's got a rough one this week. But anyway, so give your Cancer friends some extra love. Middle of your spread, your hopes and your dreams and your wishes. This is a very, I almost want to say like fortuitous card, but aligning with your North Star, understanding what it is you're meant to do in the world, what your skills and talents and abilities are leading you to go after, and what your heart is really calling you to do. And in a sense, I almost see this as having the universe's blessing too. That epiphany or that feeling or that intuitive, that gut feeling, it's almost like that light bulb moment is a star in the sky, but the universe is the one like clicking it on. So I'm almost, it's so funny, I'm seeing a TV studio that says applause. It's almost like the universe is like, yes, like we like that, like go after that, Scorpio. So if you're struggling with things right now and you're not really sure where you stand, just this, I mean, with High Priestess, it's like, just separate yourself, give yourself the luxury of time, but make sure you're making time in your day to just sit and rest and meditate and to actively think about what it is that you feel like you want to move forward with, or who you want to move forward with, or where you want to move to in your life, in your spiritual path, career, love life. This is realigning to oneself. Again, very strong card. I like that. It is a card of Aquarius as well too. So maybe you got an Aquarius that is coming in with love offers, or an Aquarius that closed their cup off to you. So here's the thing. This is the crux of what you're dealing with, which first and foremost, this is about you, Scorpio. So whether an Aquarius factors into this or not, right? This is the Page of Cups, and this is a very unusual Page of Cups too, because the cup is closed off, and yet this person is trying to pry it open. This person is trying to dig deeper, or are they fearful of doing that? There's definitely the intrigue. There's the curiosity of what's in that cup. What is that person offering to me? But I am going to have to like pry the octopus tentacles, right? To actually get to see what's in it. So it's effort, and I feel like you're questioning, is it worth the effort? Like, you have my intrigue, you have my curiosity, but I'm almost sensing, I don't even know how to phrase this, but like, I'm sort of hearing, and I don't do fear-based readings, it's almost comical the way I'm hearing it, but like, it's a trap, don't do it. It's like, don't tempt, I'm hearing tempt fate. That's not what I'm trying to say. I hate when I can't think of my words. I'm almost getting the metaphor of like sticking your hand in a cookie jar when you know you're going to get in trouble for doing it. Temptation, almost like devil energy. Like you kind of want to, but your intuition is saying you know better. Why are you falling for this false offer? And I mean, again, you can put it in terms of like a job of why are you signing on the dotted line when you know flat out, I don't even want to be in this job. I'm not going to be here for more than 6 months. I'm taking this because I need the income. Okay, you can choose to do that, right? I'm not saying don't, but ultimately the message here is you're aligning to something so much greater. So why are you settling for like small potatoes? Page of Cups, right? It's not the knight. It's not the king. Again, I think there's another offer coming in. I truly do. You guys know this about me if you're familiar with my channel. I'm very much a go out and get it. Go out and chase your dreams. Don't just sit there idly waiting, hoping for the knock on your door. I do actually, despite my feeling that way, and I'm still encouraging you to do that, I think something else is riding in. And I don't know if it has to do with the fact where if you choose this one, you block this opportunity, or if you choose this one passes you by, or quite frankly, it could just come down to like this, oh, well, now I'm in a predicament because I told them yes, but I really wanted that one. And it's sort of making you aware of what it is that you're manifesting to the universe or asking for. Don't settle. If you really want the pie in the sky one, then like tempt the hand of fate is what I'm hearing, and I don't understand why that phrase is coming through, but maybe it makes sense to someone out there. It's almost like the grass is always greener, or this is driving me nuts. There's like a phrase I want to use. Your intuition tells you this is not the one, so why are you lying to yourself? Why are you pretending it is? Why are you even exploring the idea of what's in that cup when metaphorically it's like the universe is like, no, Scorpio, this one is not for you. You're like, but is it? Like, But what's in there? Like, it's like your intrigue is getting the better of you when you know you're not supposed to wander into this territory. So maybe some of you, I could even view this as, if you are in a committed relationship, there could be temptation. Or vice versa, if you are interested in someone who's already in a relationship and they're flirting with you, it's almost like universe is smacking your hand, like, get your hand out of there. That one's not for you, and you know it, Scorpio. Yeah, you guys know that there's shifts and movement coming into your life. You intuitively feel it. So there's other messages coming in, and it comes in the form of this Knight of Cups. When I went to clarify this, it's Queen of Cups, which just says, listen to your intuition. There's divine feminine energy around you, especially like angel guides or spirit guides, if you believe in such. The cup is closed for a reason. Idle hands are the devil's playpen. I'm going to keep throwing phrases at you that almost stick the landing with what I'm trying to say, but more or less it does get to the bottom of it. There's deep contemplation of what are the consequences if I were to pursue this. If I were to get involved in this, would I be shooting myself in the foot? I feel like you guys already know the answer. The Queen of Cups says you already know. The answer's right there. The High Priestess says you already know. It's not a secret. The answer is clear as day, but it's like, again, I don't mean to offend by any means, but it's like, why are we kidding ourselves here? Like, I don't do fear-based readings, but I get a really weird vibe of don't touch it. It's not for you. That's not the one. That's not your path. Anyway. Your higher vibrational mind, right, and your highest Scorpio vibration, when you're thinking with absolute clarity, you're listening to your intuition, there's movement away. It's moving on. It's setting your sights elsewhere. It's waiting for communications that really... that raise your vibration, that make you happy, but that take you places. Again, this very much feels like engaging in third-party activity, or I'm trying to put it in the context of a job, but I'm not sure. So I'm not going to force it. If it makes sense for you, then yeah, do it. But there's more important messages coming your way that will please you, that are, again, they're more tailored to what you need at this point in your life right now, and you know it. I'm seeing someone flicking away the bugs and the flies. Again, it's almost like temptation. There's something, you know, the forbidden fruit, right? When the fruit gets sour, it attracts flies. And I'm almost getting there's that feeding on something that isn't healthy. And you're like, but I want to, but I like it. This is such a bizarre reading, Scorpio. The higher mind, the higher vibe. Use your head, use your logic, use your discernment. If this is you wanting to repeat an old cycle, you already have the information that you were supposed to learn from that lesson. So again, why are you encouraging this temptation or whatever? And it's also saying if something ended, if you severed it for a reason, understand why are you feeling this, oh, but I want it. Like, what is the contemplation here? Again, you have multiple cards of Cancer and Aquarius. King of Swords, Queen of Cups, the Star, and the High Priestess. What does Scorpio already know? There's internal conflict, and there could be physical conflict too if you were to get involved, or this could even be impeding in a situation that really doesn't involve you, but maybe it's like you want to come in with the best intentions and, you know, bring the group together, but there again, though, there's something about this where universe is saying it's not your place. Like, don't tell mom and dad what to do. It's their battle. I'm just getting, this has nothing to do with you, so why are you inserting yourself in this position? All right, I'm going to move on from that because I know it's very specific, but there's a Sagittarius coming in for some of you. And there's also new property or new land. It could be that you're moving a household. This may have already happened in your past. Some of you may be in a brand new environment or a new home, particularly a white home, like white paneling or white, I don't know, something about a white house. The White House. All right, so what is this? In the past, you made an action to move forward and take some sort of risk on, a new space or a new environment, maybe a new job. And something about it was a financial burden. If you moved into a new house, you may realize you're having to put a lot of money into that house for repairs, or you may have taken a job, but it's not paying you enough to get by, or yeah, there's something about it where the decision you made, it wasn't wrong, but it involved much more hardship and labor and delays than you were anticipating. So this to me is again the Page of Cups, the temptation to take it in another direction. It's almost like you chose your fate and you're wanting to renegotiate, but you're going to the wrong resource. A lot of you chose to get into some sort of committed relationship with a partner where the love was lacking. Emotionally, they're very closed off. But because you already signed on the dotted line, you know, you signed a contract with your business partner, your husband or your wife, again, I'm getting like side activity of you're not feeling good about this, and there's such like this devil energy, this temptation energy of wanting to participate or do something that you know in the long term is not healthy. It's not good for your financial prospects. It's not good for your relationship. Like, this is so confusing, Scorpio. What the hell is this? Give me a second, because I want to do this justice, but you made a false decision and you're looking to recover from it, either emotionally or financially. You made a decision to move forward, and ultimately, there's no looking back. You made the decision already. This is in the past. This is done already. And the more you move forward with it, there's a lot of like, oh, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Like, there's a sense of defeat of like, why did I do that? Why did I have to do that? And I think for some of you, you tried to distance yourself from that mistake and move away from it. And now I'm getting the opposite. Some of you chose to revisit it even though you know how it's going to end. It's going to end in abandonment or hardship or financial loss. Or again, working with somebody who they're flat out married. They're with someone else. Scorpio, these readings are tricky. This is kind of, Cancer had a weird one too. And not to say it's weird. I mean, I'm happy to read for it, but I know it's very specific, so this is not for all my Scorpios. Do I even want to continue with this? Like, I don't know. Hold on. You may have screwed up and apologized to someone, and you're hoping to rekindle it with them, and their cup is closed. It's like, if you, Scorpio, did someone wrong and offered an apology, they're not accepting it anymore. Even though it's your hope, your goal, your dream, your wish for this person to open up their cup to you, they're like, nah, you burned me. I'm not going to open myself up to you. It's like, I've moved on from this. And you know this, but you're very conflicted about accepting the truth. All right, I'm going to go with that message because that's the one that just like it came right out. So, hopes, dreams, wishes. You're hoping this person releases themselves from anger and wrath. Because yet, someone's very angry with you. And if it's not someone who's angry with you, there may have been punishment or your desperate need to stray from tradition, from conformity, from the structure of how it's always been. It feels authoritarian, and you're just like, I don't want to do that anymore. So it's like your desire to either help this person and heal the relationship between you, or to completely remove yourself from what could be kind of like a toxic relationship in your life, possibly an Aries. Yeah, okay, there it is. I was going to say, Lord help me if this does not have to do with temptation or the shadow side, because I just keep getting, do not open the cup. It's like Pandora's box. That's a really good metaphor for this. There's an obsession with someone, but their energy right now is closed off to you. They're not wanting to participate in this conversation with you. You may have accidentally done something to put them in a financial strain or a financial debt. You know, even unwillingly. What the hell is this? You're hoping to change this person's mind. You know, you can change the facts and figures and details, but something about this is, I'm obsessed with making this person love me again, when they're just like, this person is turned off by something that happened between you and them, or you and the business, or you and the third party. I feel like you are obsessed with either changing this person's mind, or there's a codependent energy of not wanting to let them go when they're already gone. They've exited your life for a reason. And again, you know this, but you're really grappling with it. You're really struggling with it. And just to reinforce the fact, I feel like I always have to do this with Scorpio and Capricorn. I'm like, don't shoot the messenger. Like, you guys know, I come at this with love and positivity. I'm not trying to scold you or make you feel bad. This could even be for the cross watchers, right? I'm just saying there is like a darker shadow side to this energy of something that needs to be released because it's unhealthy, it's toxic, and yet we keep going back to the well for more love. The well is empty. It's emotionally void. So if you are participating in a third-party activity and you are the third party, especially if this is an Aquarius who's married, it's like you keep going back and they don't know any better to be like, I can't do this anymore, but the signs are all there. They seem apprehensive. There's an internal, if communication with your third party has changed, the communication is often this because they're grappling with the truth. The truth may have been exposed, or it's going to be. Somebody may get news that there was side activity or third party or whatever this is. I'm going to say shady stuff going on. Maybe it has to do with work. I would just be really careful. I would say there's something else coming in, especially romantically, if this does have to do with that, but you may be blocking your blessings by telling universe, oh no, I'm good in this third party. Like, I'll settle for this. It's good enough. Come on, you can do better than that, Scorp. And the thing is, we started off this message saying, like, the star in the sky, that epiphany. It is the same message. It's like, you know this isn't for you. That's the light bulb moment. There is something else coming in. And again, the side person, the secret keeper. Low-hanging fruit. I just gave this message to another water sign too. Just because it's easy to reach, it's easily accessible, doesn't mean it's delicious, doesn't mean it's satisfying, doesn't mean it's really in alignment with what you deserve in terms of your love prospects or business prospects. So here's the thing. What's coming in, like your future position, is you're going to get hit with a very hard truth. This is recognizing that ego did serve a role in this in some way or another, possibly for multiple people. It's saying the universe quickly sends you the message, what you wanted is not what you're getting. I'm going to give you what you need, but you have to pull yourself out of this headspace of attachment, of trying to force something that isn't so. This could even be you. This could be anger or jealousy or resentment of, why don't you love me? Like, I'm giving you my cup. Why won't you take it? It's like you catch more bees with honey, you're giving them venom. Or vice versa. You know, there's something kind of uncomfortable about this, Scorpio. Five of Cups says not all is lost. A lot of you are going to go through a very necessary, what I call my total eclipse of the heart. Like, whoa, how could it be? I thought that was my job. I thought that was my person, but it wasn't, though, because this is what it was doing to you. It was putting you in a headspace of tempting the hands of fate, or whatever the expression is, Pandora's box. It's better left shut. And I think a lot of you, I keep getting this like, that's it, I'm never going to touch it again. Okay, it's almost like an addiction. This could be an addiction issue to drugs or drinking, right? I could see it as that. It's like, I just need one more hit. I just need to see my person one more time. And there's something about the unleashing of Pandora's box. All hell breaks loose. Something about this, it's necessary in that it releases that temptation one final time for you to be hit with a very hard-hitting truth that you knew all along, but it's almost like subconsciously you were willing the tower moment to come into you because you weren't strong enough to break free from this yourself. Yeah, there could even be an intervention with a family member, Scorpio, if you have any sort of addiction issues or something like that, you know. And maybe this is what you're being advised to do for your child or for your parent, right? You know, it's energy around you. If this isn't your story, is there someone in your life who needs an intervention, right? Just putting it out there. Two cups remain. This is not a lost cause. It's not that it didn't serve a purpose. This was fated. It was destined to happen. Yeah, the outcome, the advisable outcome or the silver lining to what feels very uncomfortable right now is it was meant to set you free and to get you to start a new chapter in your life in a different direction. 3 cups have spilled, 2 remain of this 5, right? So the 2 that remain, again, the silver lining, what can be salvaged is walking away from it with newfound empowerment, with some sort of epiphany, with a higher vibration, taking a leap of faith that, oh, you know, whatever I'm struggling with, it's really hard and I really don't want to let go of it. But when I do, I'm realigned to what I'm meant to go after now. Again, more Aquarius energy as well as possibly an Aries. So you have both. Aquarius, Aries, Cancer. Moving on. Another card of Cancer. You have Queen of Cups twice. So let's see here. So how you see yourself. You see the future, Scorpio. You're very intuitive. You already know how this is going to end. High Priestess says the same thing. You've looked into your crystal ball, and as much as you may not care to admit it or, again, acknowledge the truth, you know, it's like this is covered in 5s, and it literally is. 5 of Cups, 5 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles. So just so you guys know, I'm not trying to give you this doom and gloom reading. A lot of my Scorpios right now are like, what the fuck is going on? Like you've been hit with a lot of obstacles, and any 5, they're agents of change and chaos, right? They're meant to get us to the 6, which is a new victory in life, a new victory of walking away from what doesn't serve us, or knowing where something in our life that would be very beneficial to us, universe may be asking us to put in a little bit more endurance or energy so that we come out on top, right? But it's made with logical decisions, with clarity, with blunt truths, with doing something in a higher vibration, right? He's the king. He's the king of intelligence, right? He makes head over heart decisions. He doesn't get all caught up in the feels and the obsession and the codependency and addiction issues. He's the master of his destiny. He has overcome those obstacles, right? And I mean, God bless you, Scorp. If this is you, you guys are going through it. I feel for you. But this is recognizing something in this equation needs to be cut because it's holding you back. It's literally, it's like, it's almost like walking around with if you have like a giant quilt or a blanket, but it's soaking wet. It's weighing you down. It's uncomfortable. You don't even enjoy it. And if, you know, in metaphor, that wetness is our feelings. It's these heavy feelings we're carrying around when we could just take off the blanket. Be vulnerable, expose ourselves, take a leap of faith in a new direction. Yeah, I'm almost getting the world. It's a new chapter. It's a new start. And it's scary, right? Sometimes it's easy to stay in the false comfort zone. But to that, I would say, it's not that comfortable. It's wearing itself out to the point where I think a lot of my Scorpios are like, dawning of a new day, like, this is not me anymore. This is not what I want. This could also represent your fears or your anxieties of, well, what happens if I disconnect from this person? Will they remember me? Will they ever want to communicate with me again? It doesn't really matter. It's not about them. It's about you. It's about you taking steps forward to move on from this, right? Some of you have a new job coming your way, but if that's the case, this still may have to do with a relationship in your life. I do still want to say this Knight of Cups is coming to you with an offer. So make sure that you are in the highest vibration and able to accept new blessings in your life. Because again, there's something weighing you down. It's almost like you have to clear out the emotional baggage or clear out your karma to make room. The Fool travels very light. He doesn't have a lot of bells and whistles, right? He's just there with his little pack. So if someone says, hey, do you want this? He has room to accept it. He'd be like, yes, absolutely. Funny, I should meet you here. I was just looking for a job offer or commitment. Some of you may have a proposal of marriage coming in, which, yeah, I mean, if you're looking for that, clear out the baggage here because it's weighing you down. But so some of you romantically may have a Taurus coming in as well. You see the future, though. You know how this is going to end. So again, why are you giving into temptation? Make healthier choices. Even if you have to cut people out of your life, do it for you. Always do it for you, right? You can't pour from an empty cup, so make sure you're loving yourself and giving yourself the best chance available, right? Taking care of your mind and your body and spirit, you know? Yeah, you see the future, and the future says this is blocked. Honey, you are not getting through this wall. Like, and you know this. You know this. Your intuition tells you so. So how do other people see you? They see you as trying to revive something that is dead in the water. They see you willing and fighting and struggling to make something work when nature has already taken its course to remove something from your life. And again, something about this metaphor of it's getting damp, it's getting very wet, it's wet and cold, and it's not warm and fuzzy and cozy. It's what started off as maybe something very passionate and romantic. It's played its course. It's like nature allowed this to develop into what it was supposed to, and it served its purpose. And a lot of you, there's a sentimentality about not wanting to let this go. So try as you will to revive this creature who, you know, in metaphor, if this creature is the relationship you've had with someone, it had its purpose. It fulfilled its purpose in your life. It had its own timeline, and it's run its course. So it's almost like I'm actually almost getting witchy vibes, like using spells and potions and almost witchcraft, dare I say, to like why won't you love me vibes. It's just not so. It's not the way of the universe. This was not the one. For some of you, it had to do with a Leo. And this also says to me, despite all of this, whether you are the one operating in a lower vibration or your person, or both of you, you have goodness in your heart. At the crux of it, you do want to heal from this or with this person because there is still love in your heart. It might not be for this person. It might be. But it's saying there's goodness, there's a purity, there's almost like a magicalness to you in your vibe, Scorpio. Unfortunately, you were giving it to the wrong person, and it was resulting in this. Unhealthy, toxic. Move along. I'm hearing that the All-American Rejects. When all you got to keep is strong, move along, like I know you do. You have Knights, water and earth. There may be a new connection being made here when you take practical steps forward to rebuild from this. A lot of you really did have especially if, I don't know if this is you or, again, someone in your network, someone may have had a near-death experience because of a very toxic addiction to any form of substance. It could have even been this, like self-inflicted. There may have been this, like, again, a natural order of the universe, but if that's the case, not all is lost, but it's going to take this person a lot of time to rebuild from what was lost, because it almost feels like spiritually they had nothing left to give. This person may have just been brought down to their knees by a circumstance that maybe they were, you know, I don't mean to make them out to be like completely the victim or whoever, right? Like we all participate in our own life, but in a sense, this could have been a circumstance where it was like, exactly, circumstance, a victim of circumstance. They didn't choose this life. It's like it chose it for them and they just had to go along for the ride. But come to find out that ride was not a healthy choice. There's still a way out of this. There's practical steps to rebuild from whatever, like, tragedy this was or whatever it is. Okay, so your advice or guidance is Four of Pentacles, which is like, let's establish the foundation again. I don't see the tower, but this has tower vibes all over it, and that's really what follows the devil. So some of you may still be in this, I want it, but I know I shouldn't, but I still want it, and I'm addicted, but it's not good for me. Again, I see a lot of this like on the fence. This is like, let's rebuild the foundation. Let's build elsewhere. Let's move on. Let's invest our heart and our love and our emotions in ourselves. Let's ground ourselves. Let's establish roots again where we're not reliant on other people's love or finances or whatever this is. But let's take it a piece at a time. It's okay to start on the floor sitting and slowly gain the confidence to stand up again. This to me is like, take it easy on yourself. Heal your body. Fours are all about safety and the comfort zone. This feels like a lot of you are not there yet, but you're in the process of rebuilding. And to me, the universe is confirming, yeah, take it easy on yourself. It's time to rebuild because this seems like you guys went through a lot, and ultimately the card is a star of healing. There is sometimes religious undertones to this card too, but it's about self-healing after the tower. So that's the thing, the only thing missing in this is the tower, but you have the card that comes before it and the card that comes after it. So maybe that's this denial. Maybe it's like you guys, you know, energetically like, don't even show her the tower. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the tower come up in my spread. But you know it was there, so what's the difference? Again, fighting with your logic, with your mind. If you know the truth, but sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow. Again, more metaphors, right? Okay, this is what this is. There's someone coming through who's going to offer you a helping hand. someone knows that you are going through it. And I actually don't know if this is romantic. I'm not sure it is. This feels like someone coming in to help save you, but the thing is you're being asked to save yourself, to not require other people to tend to your needs. This feels like someone coming in, seeing that you're doing the work, and they offer you some sort of beautiful gift or blessing that cushions the blow of this shitstorm that kind of came through for a lot of my Scorpios. This feels like a really good friend or someone you haven't spoken to in a while, or a brother or a sister or a family member who's like, hey, I'm doing good. I got a full cup of love. I got extra to spare. Let me give you some. How can I help you? Maybe it comes in the form of money. If some of you are strapped for cash, you may have a friend who's more than willing to help you or put you up or whatever this is. I'm hearing good medicine. And again, that's a double entendre for people who are, what is the word? Recovery, healing the body, healing the mind, again, healing the spirit. Some of you are going to get really involved in religious studies, or get reacquainted or involved in any sort of spiritual practice. Practical steps that lead you to greater healing. And I'm hearing divination, so maybe tarot cards or something like that. To take back what was stolen from you, this doesn't mean literal property. This more has to do with, again, mentally you're carrying around the thought of, I want you, but I know you're not good for me. It feels like some of you, in hindsight, you feel like you wasted a chunk of your year, or maybe several years, feeding your addiction, or whatever it is. It's you're taking back what was stolen from you, and for a lot of you, it feels like time. You're putting practical steps in to go after the things you felt you missed out on because that was put on pause to pursue something with someone else. Where again, the cup is closed. Universe is like, turn around. Turn around. This is not the cup. And you know this. The High Priestess says you knew this all along. Pay attention to the red flags. I haven't even pulled the Romance Angels, but that's what this card would say. And again, this does not have to be romantic. I think for a lot of you it is, but it depends what lens you want to view this from. So interesting. Your overall outcome is 9 of Pentacles. This is about standing on your own 2 feet again. It is a great card of independence and, again, knowing one's self-worth, knowing one's value. Again, I'm getting this metaphor of hand in the cookie jar. It felt like you guys strayed too far from your spiritual path, and you may have ended in almost like isolation, but it's saying it was meant to be because you had to remove yourself from the addicts, from the environment, from the toxic people to regain your strength on your own. You had to remove the temptation. So this to me is like some of you may just need to move back home with mom and dad, whether you are 17 or, 57, right? Whatever it is, some of you may need to hit reset. And I'm almost getting, it may impede upon what you feel is your independence, but it would do you well to be around people who actually take care of you for a change. Allow yourself to be taken care of because it feels like that's something you've been lacking recently. You've been trying to serve the needs of others, but those other people did not have good intentions in mind. A lot of you you're moving in with a family member or a best friend, and it's someone who really loves you. I think it's platonic, but being around someone who's encouraging and supportive, you're going to start to believe that about yourself. There's a newfound sense of value for my Scorpios. There you are. Yeah, you guys are going to heal from this. It's hard to hear it at the time, but something about this was necessary in your spiritual path because you needed that awakening. You were stuck in an unhealthy habit or an unhealthy cycle, and when you've been with it for so long that it feels right and familiar and it's not, detaching from it can be absolutely agonizing, but it doesn't mean you can't do it or that you shouldn't do it. More reason to do it. Anytime there's something in your life that gives you a little bit of fear or anxiety, that's the universe saying, go, my child, do it, because you're going to learn something on the other end, and you do. What you were once conflicted about, there's more clarity at the end of it. There's the star in the sky, there's the epiphany, there's the awakening. Some of you are going to get really into yes, spirituality, but specifically, you may dig deeper into your birth chart or do something like tarot card readings, astrology, something about the stars in the sky and like the impact. I'm seeing like moving planets. So that may be a field of study for you, or it could even be joining like a spiritual group, a Bible group or something. There's a focus on internal growth. Yeah. Oh, Scorpio, that was heavy. I'm exhausted. Are you guys okay? Let's throw some of these on it. My Scorpios, I'm giving you guys a hug. Did anybody make it this far? I know, this was a heavy one. You know what? If it helped one person, I'm happy. That's what I said to Cancer. Cancer's was equally heavy, so I promise I'm not picking on you, Scorpios. The Star. There's beauty in the breakdown. That's what I'm hearing. Which justice is coming. A lot of you are moving. You're moving out of an environment that was unsafe or unhealthy, or you just realized you've outgrown your shell, right? You know, your little scorpion shell, or however you want to say it. Yeah, a lot of you had your battle armor on for a long time, but you're putting that down and you're embracing vulnerability. You're taking off the battle armor. You've stopped putting the fight and the effort into something that you realize it's toxic. It's blocked. I'm never going to get through this door. And a lot of you start to realize, oh, I was never meant to. That door wasn't my door. That's why the key never fit. That wasn't my path. A lot of you go in a brand new direction. And I'm going to be honest, you have a little earth angel coming in who's going to help you through this. So all is not lost. Even if you are a completely single, you don't speak with your family, whatever, you're going to meet a new friend then. Maybe this is an AA group, right? You have, yeah, in fact, getting the coin, right? You have someone who is divinely guided to help you get through this very difficult period of healing. It doesn't have to be difficult. It's about your perspective, right? I'm not saying this is doom and gloom. I'm saying you need to be honest with yourself. You're running from something that clear as day you already know, but again, the temptation is getting the better of you. Allow yourself to heal. You've already, just in this reading alone, you've already seen the future. You know what the odds of this working out in your benefit are. Choose a different path. Choose a different direction. Justice is coming. You're going to get what's due to you. You're going to get what is meant to be yours, but this could even involve a Virgo. I like that. I'm going to leave you with that. Healing. Those healing waters, right? Rose red. Anyway. Scorpio, don't shoot the messenger. Thank you for joining me on this tarot reading. I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, guys. Hello, beautiful Cancers. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by the Intuitive Teacup. So happy to have you guys here. This is sort of your mid-monthly check-in is what I'm sort of calling it. For November, I already posted your November monthlies. I gave you guys a bonus love reading just because, and it was great. It was bomb. So check that out if you're interested. This is not going to be particularly geared towards love or career, though usually it swings one way or the other. So I'll relay messages for both where I see them, but I'm going to do the classic, the old school Celtic cross. Just I felt compelled to do that, and happy 11/11. I hope you guys survived it. It was a kind of a weird day. Energetically, I just was not myself. I was like moody, and I think it must have been just like the energy surrounding that day, you know, because we all think 11/11, soulmate, like, you know, am I on my right spiritual path, that kind of stuff. So that's sort of why I felt compelled to do these messages too, just to like make sure we're in alignment, to help those who needed to realign and to refocus predominantly on your own self, right? On your life, on your spiritual path, on your goals and desires, whether it's in love or money, etc. So anyway, I ramble. Here's my drill, guys. These are general readings on YouTube. Please come into them with an open heart, with an open mind. If it's not your message, don't take it. Don't take action on messages that don't resonate for you. Pieces and parts of this will very likely resonate, but not all of it will. And if it doesn't at all, that's okay. It's not your message this week. It won't be every time. Do have faith it is going out to someone who needs to hear it, whether that is you or not, okay? Give yourself the luxury of time. Sometimes these messages will resonate later on, okay? So just be open to that. Other than that, everything is below in that comment box for you. The description of how I do tarot, the decks I'm using here today, my social media channels, etc. So do check that out if you are interested. Highly advise that you do check that out. It should be of some significance to you. All right, so let me just let me pull these cards and we'll hop right in, Cancer. I hope you're doing well. All right, so you definitely got an ending in store for your final outcome. Let's see. All right, so bottom of the deck, 7 of Swords. What are you running from that you know you need to deal with once and for all? What are you avoiding? What are you putting off? What is potentially an awkward situation that maybe you even subconsciously have been like, no, I'm going to do that. But deep down, you're like, oh God, do I have to do that? And again, you might not even be consciously aware that you're doing that. I'm not going to jump to so far as say self-sabotage, because again, I'm not sure you're consciously aware of it. Though this card would argue differently, I'll be honest, because, you know, yellow typically is our conscious mind, our subconscious is typically blue. So again, not all across the border all the time, but I actually do think this is you, Cancer. And I know sometimes we look at this card and we shriek, it's the liar, cheater, thief, right? It doesn't have to be in the sense of romantic partnership. A lot of times, especially in a more spiritual reading like this, where I'm not strictly reading for love and sexuality, that type of thing, this can be like, where are you lying to yourself, but also where are you self-sabotaging, shooting yourself in the foot, but what are you denying yourself of too? Where it's like, if you would just sort of stare the elephant down in the room, like it's there, we all see it, it needs to be dealt with. It's almost like you are carrying around this unnecessary nervous tension by avoiding what needs to be dealt with, by doing what I think a lot of you already know is inevitable. It's like, let's take the steps to do it. Let's stop like tiptoeing the other way, hoping it goes away. Because here's the thing, I don't think this is going to go away. Whether this is you breaking up from someone and being like, I don't think about them. It's like, but really? Like, are you sure? And again, that's human. That's okay. But it's about dealing with it. It's about being honest with yourself. That's where honesty comes through. And sometimes where are we lying to ourselves, right? Not out of maliciousness, just out of, you know, I'm a spiritual being that is capable of flaws, right? I'm not always I sometimes do disservice to myself unknowingly, right? Or is it saying, this could even be, you know, career-wise, however you choose to read it. You're 1 foot in, 1 foot out the door, but you're like, oh, no, I'm going to commit myself to 10 years at this job. Are you really? Why? Because your mind is wandering to do that other thing that I think the universe is trying to get you to see. But again, where are you not cutting ties or finishing something off where it's like, I'm sort of getting it's almost inevitable. And this, here's why I say that. It's only going to get worse. And this isn't a fear-based reading. I don't do fear-based readings. But it's saying, if you continue to delay this, A, you're probably going to get caught if it's anything illegal or, you know, I heard misdemeanor. Anyway, moving on from that. Again, just that, the fighting or the lack of settlement in your head or your mind regarding this, it's going to lead you to the 8 of Swords. And that's like, well, I'm committing myself to this mental prison, right, where I'm shooting myself in the foot and I'm living in this state of fear or paranoia or a false comfort zone, 8 of Swords, right? That's what you're stepping into. And so it's like you kind of need, you need to be like Cher and Moonstruck. Snap out of it, right? That's sort of what I'm getting. So anyway, let's dig in deeper. You guys know I come at this with love and positivity. I'm never trying to like persecute you or make you feel shitty. I'm trying, let's solve this. Let's see what universe is trying to show you about this. So here's the cool thing. The first card out the deck, which technically is sort of what is this spread about? This is about motion forward. This is about getting, as my dad would say in a not so gentle way, get your ass in gear, right? The wheel moves forward. It's about moving forward, rolling forward, and accepting blessings, right, from the universe. It's like accepting your destiny. Your destiny is saying, look forward. You know this because you have 1 foot going forward, but your mind is keeping you stuck in the past, or again, in something that it isn't quite settled yet, so you need to close that out in order to proceed forward because you have great things coming in, but you're blocking your blessings, and it's doubly confirming. I hope this makes sense because it doesn't totally make sense to me. It's not physically, it's not emotionally, it's not spiritually, it's mentally. Mentally, you're still inquisitive or curious or wanting to get to the bottom of something that it's already done. Why are we so preoccupied with something that has already transpired, or again, something that you know you're leaving or you should not be staying at, because FYI, that's your final advice or guidance. Jumping ahead, it's done, it's ending. So why are we putting all this mental effort into closing out a circle? And again, this is beautiful. Wheel of Fortune is like, we've done it, we're here, this is amazing. And this also says to me, I mean, if we're coming into this energy, that would indicate a lot of my Cancerians have been in hermit mode, right? Which is all about introspection, going within. It's typically a card of independence, right? Whether you're in a relationship or not. A lot of self-focus, which is beautiful and absolutely necessary. So I think this is an otherwise distraction where universe is trying to get you to focus solely on you, on your dreams, on your self-love or whatever. I think a lot of you are beating a dead horse. I hate that expression, I'm sorry, but it does serve a purpose of I never got clarity on exactly what this weird situation was, and it's driving me nuts. I can't stop thinking about it. Like, I just want to know. Sometimes we get the luxury of closure, and sometimes we don't. But I will say, it's holding you back by, I don't see the devil here, but I'm almost wanting to say that obsessive energy of, I just need to get to the bottom of it, and then I'll move on. Maybe, I'm trying to phrase this correctly. The idea of you not being able to get to the bottom of it might be a sign in itself for you to move on. That you're not meant to pry more. You're not meant to dig deeper, because the universe is saying, you know, get on the bus. We're moving forward. We're rolling forward. And you're like, just give me a second because I got to figure this thing out. And it's like, you're going to miss the bus, right? Your destiny, your future, which, I mean, again, I'm not doing fear-based readings. You're never going to miss what is meant to be yours. But I think Spirit is like, wrap it up. Wheel of Fortune. Like, we're spinning in circles in our head and in our mind, trying to figure out something that it's not worth it. The Seven of Swords is not typically an energy we want to stay in. We want to distance ourselves from this dilemma or from this person. Or if this is you, why are you, and I don't know what this is, but why are you doing this? In a sense, it feels like self-sabotage, but again, do you know you're doing it? Because I don't think you do, and yet it's bright daylight. So that to me is even a symbol of like, the signs are all around you and they're saying, no, do not enter, turn the other way, and you're like, but maybe we should try it. Like, I don't know, it's like you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Every time you want to move forward, you talk yourself out of it. That's really what it is. Thank you, Spirit. It took me so long to get there. Every time the wheel starts turning forward, you're like, but wait, am I ready? Is this the proper move? There are no guarantees, Cancer, but your highest vibration when you are thriving in your beautiful, amazing, divine, feminine, or masculine Cancerian energy, your highest vibration says yes. Let it go. That's what the Fool is about. It's a clean slate, right? Card 0, the first card in the major arcana. It's taking a leap of faith that whatever new direction you're headed in, you will find your footing, right? This is not, again, I always say this about the Fool. He has little to no baggage, right? He has that tiny little pack. You can't possibly fit all this mental baggage in there. We got to let it go because it's not serving you, right? And again, this card says to me, thoughts, right? Information about the past when Spirit is trying to get you to see what's ahead. So it's not serving you. It's just not. I don't know what else to say. So in your past, and you can also view this as possibly something that's holding you back, is the King of Cups. And I do want to mention maybe holding you back because he's sitting on his throne. He's very stoic. He's like, this is mine. I'm going to stay here. But again, universe is saying, why? Why are we staying here when the universe is trying to throw you blessings? And I want to be clear, it doesn't have to mean physical movement. You don't have to uproot yourself and leave your house, but metaphorically, spiritually maybe, where are you needing to take more leaps of faith or have a more optimistic attitude or give yourself the luxury of not having to carry around resentment or guilt or shoulda, coulda, wouldas or why won't this person love me? Like that kind of energy, whatever it is, it's just not worth it. So anyway, this could be you holding space in your heart for someone where the ships never came in, but in your past you're like, they're coming in. I know it. I feel it, right? And I'm going to be honest with you, Cancer. This is probably an entirely different collection of Cancers that I am connecting with because your love reading didn't seem like this at all. And it doesn't mean this won't resonate for another part of your life, but I'm acknowledging the messages can be contradictory because I'm connecting with different Cancers. So just keep that in mind, right? Tell me about Cancer as the King of Cups. So it could be that I do want to read these more as your energy, but I'm just putting it out there. There could have been a water sign in your past, particularly a male water sign, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, where again, it feels like there's some unfinished business there. But again, try as you might to dig deeper into this. Universe is saying, I think it's saying the information will come to you organically when it is supposed to. When you let go of control and allow the universe to bring you what is meant for you, clarity will come with that when you stop trying to force it. When you give this some time and space and distance, it will make sense later, so don't concern yourself with it now. When you feel the calling to drop the swords and walk away, your higher mind says, yeah, you need to do that. And you know it, Cancer. This is not shocking to most of you, right? You've probably, if you're pulling tarot cards for yourself, this has probably come up before regarding the situation, and you're like, again, it's like just as you're ready to move on, you talk yourself out of it. For a lot of you, this could have to do with something with a soulmate, your Six of Cups person. So, yeah, it could be someone you knew in another lifetime, and there's a nice kinship or familiarity, or anything regarding the past, really. Six of Cups, where there's a huge sense of sentimentality and nostalgia. But again, even if it's not something that is, I hate that person and they didn't treat me right, you're robbing yourself of blessings in the future by constantly thinking back to the past. Rose-tinted glasses, and yeah, to me there's a huge sense of waiting on that person. The one that got away, the one that kind of snuck away, you know, maybe they'll come back if I'm patient. Yeah, but think of all the people that you're not meeting because you're still holding space in your cup for them and only them, right? Yeah, maybe you got to kiss a few frogs to meet your prince, right? Yeah, and again, this is confirming to me a lot of you right now, or in the last several weeks or months, have been in hermit energy. The 9, Venus in Virgo, this is about focusing on your own self-love, building the life of your dreams. Sometimes I see this and I think of that, the Madonna song, I'm a material girl living in a material world, right? What are you projecting values on that are not necessarily true or authentic? Again, sort of rose-tinted glasses about someone of the past who, I'm not trying to shit on them. You clearly have a lot of sentiment for them, but it's not doing you any service. Again, the cup is growing stagnant and stale. The water always needs to be fresh and moving, to stay healthy. And yet, even this could even be saying some of my Cancers have developed unhealthy habits, whether it's drinking or eating or not exercising. Pining over something in the past of the way things used to be, it's developing in a way that is unhealthy and immediately contradicts your value and your worth. Give me one on this, King of Cups, please. Actually, no. Tell me what the flow is moving towards. We got to get that demon out. I'm sort of seeing this as a metaphoric, I want to underscore metaphoric exorcism. It's like the priest has come to collect. We got to remove the shadow side from you so that you can move on wholeheartedly. Again, this is that denial of, I know I need to do something, but gosh, it's so much easier to put it off, to do it another day, to run away from my problems. This is saying, I just heard meet your maker. It's time to get that darkness out of you. Because you're going to feel so much better when you do, Cancer. For some of you, you may end up getting a divorce. You know, as much as, you know, your parents talk you out of it, or your brother, your sister's like, oh, they're so nice. You're like, yeah, you're right. And like, you know, maybe I haven't tried hard enough. You know you did, Cancer. You know this. You know it's time for that fresh new chapter in your life. And for a lot of you, it's scary to be single again. All right, yeah, so what's coming up in your hopes and dreams? You're waiting for your ships to come in. I can see where this is exactly. This is saying you're waiting for a sign that the timing is right. The signs are all around you, Cancer. The signs are not going to get any more clearer. Again, if this is your message and this is confirming things you're thinking or feeling, again, waiting, putting it off. I think because it's sometimes coming up as hopes, dreams, it could also be fears. I think there's a fear that you guys will never make the move when you know you need to. And as I said, make the move. Maybe this has to do with moving properties, moving homes. Maybe you're moving home because of, you know, the situation going on globally, right? This is fear of things growing cold and stagnant when I think for a lot of you, they already have. I don't mean to be so pessimistic. I am going to swing this, you know, I'm going to help you guys. Like, I'm not here to be like this doom and gloom, but what are they waiting on? You're waiting on a reunion with your person from the past. And I keep seeing you're going to be waiting a long time, Cancer. Yeah, your player is a player, and you're going to grow old and skeletal waiting. A lot of you, I am getting something about letting your body become unhealthy. So again, more proponents to exercise and eat healthy. I just keep seeing that. Some of you may not be eating at all, or not at all, but you understand what I mean, like very frail. You've put your health on the back burner. It could even be for your job, right? Some of you have been iced out, and it's like you're knocking on opportunity's door, but they're not answering. Then that's saying, Cancer, that's not the opportunity for you. Even if this has to do with a job, right? If this is you've committed yourself to a job that has promised you the sun and the moon and the stars, promotions and, you know, title changes and, you know, working your way up, but there's no evidence. If you're like, hey, remember me? It's like you're literally knocking. Sorry, let's do it this way. Hello? It's like they're celebrating without you. They can't even hear you knocking. It's like the music is so loud. There's a party going on. And that sucks, right? It's like you want to be included. You want to be there. You're going to be waiting at that door a long time. And so I think Spirit is saying with the Hanged Man, how long are you willing to wait? And it is coming up in your hopes and dreams and fears. So are you worried that you're going to be waiting years? Knight of Wands in reverse. So Knight of Wands can be the player, the one who makes false promises. They come in all dazzled-eyed because they're curious and they're excited, but as soon as it gets dull or boring, they bolt, they flee. So are you waiting on someone who's already left or energetically separated from you? Are you waiting on a reunion with someone where it's stagnant, it's just not moving? And then I guess if that's the case, why are we waiting for them? Give me one on that, please. Some of you are waiting on a promotion, and again, the fire is burning elsewhere. There's another opportunity coming to you. If you're not getting that raise and that promotion, if somebody else got the promotion you were waiting for, it's not the one. You don't ever need to doubt that. Some of you are going to be getting into a new commitment when you stop waiting for the one that you were so certain was meant for you. And I don't say that to dissuade you from pursuing your dreams and, shoot for the stars, absolutely, but be open to unexpected blessings. I see you spying on people too, Cancer. Give me one of these people. It feels like you've been forgotten, and again, I'm not saying you're consciously doing this, but you're giving universe signals that it's okay, I'll wait my turn. And universe is saying, it is your turn. Cancer, I'm giving you some tough love, but it's like, stop waiting. I said something similar to another sign recently. And in fact, it may have been you. Rather than waiting for your ships to come in, go out and buy your own damn ship, right? I'll get there somehow. So if you're not going to give me the raise, if you're not going to give me the love I deserve, I'm going to buy my ship and find it elsewhere. Like, I got a treasure map in my pocket, bitch. I can find it myself. Like, that's what it feels like. Oh, yeah, okay. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. I know, Cancer. I know. That's not fun, but I have faith. A lot of my Cancers need to hear this right now, especially with this whole, I thought we were committed, but we're not. It's like someone has already set themselves free from something energetically, even if, it hasn't been in legal documentation yet, right? There's either a divorce or a severing off or something because you're waiting on people who just won't let you in. This could even be symbolic of someone who won't let you in emotionally. This feels like someone who likes to have a good time, but when it gets real and it gets serious, they bolt, they leave. For a lot of you, it could have to do with a Sagittarius or a Pisces. And that's what I mean. It's like holding space for someone in your heart or energetically that you're meant to pursue other options that the universe sees as better in alignment for where you are at on your spiritual path. Someone who's more compatible with your hopes and dreams and wishes. All right, so you got some challenging cards, Cancer, no doubt. So then, in what's coming in your future is acknowledging the elephant in the room. This is a tricky one, Cancer. It really is. So you have the two really tricky sword cards. Well, there's a lot of tricky sword cards, right? But dealing with that thing you don't want to deal with, I think you actually do. There's either you break bread with someone who, again, you guys have been in an awkward position, maybe some hurt feelings, maybe some very harsh words were said, or again, you both, it's like you're carrying the mental weight of it. The 5 is awkward. It's uncomfortable. I think it's highlighting what's coming in is dealing with this once and for all, getting clarity on it. And I said clarity, not closure, for a reason, because there may be something about this where you're never going to know the true intentions of why the promotion went to that person. You're not going to know the inner workings of your boss's mind or why that person chose to date the Pisces and not you. You may not ever get closure on that, but you can give yourself the gift of closure by making, help me out here, you guys know what I'm trying to say. Justifying it in your mind as it was never meant for me. Releasing control of trying to make it yours and negotiating till you're blue in the face. maybe that in itself is a sign it was never meant for you. And it doesn't make sense now because there's part of you where your heart tells you, I'm supposed to be in the room with that person. They're mine. That job was mine. Spirit is saying, I disagree. I disagree. Cancer, you don't know everything about this yet. Interesting. There's an ending, a promise or a commitment of love. There's an ending. And you're finally giving yourself mental clarity, right? And this is so important, guys, because I understand this is not a comfortable card, and it's what's coming in. So if you're in Four of Swords now, right, thinking about it, you know, resting on it, not taking action, the time is ticking. It's inevitable. You have to go through this awkward or uncomfortable energy. You can do it alone, right? You can try and declutter your mind on your own, or you can reach out to the person and say, hey, let's talk about this, right? Either way, you have to go through this uncomfortable energy to get to the Six of Swords, which, by the way, you do, which is all about mental clarity. You're going from the rocky waters to smooth sailing. Something about what has been holding you back mentally, especially ties to the past. Something that was promised to you in the past that someone renegotiated or they didn't fulfill their part of the deal. I think it's driving you nuts, and Spirit is confirming to me it will feel like a weight has been lifted when you finally look this fucker in the face, right? Whether, and by that, maybe it's your boss, maybe it's your ex, maybe it's your shadow side, right? When you go in without fear in your heart, if I'm going to get to the bottom of this, simply for the end goal of not having to carry around mentally, that is what's steering the boat forward, right? It has nothing to do with getting revenge or resentment or tearing someone a new one, because ultimately, what does that do, right? Like, I think you're going to end up taking the higher ground, but there's something about a commitment that, again, you were either holding out for, or the opposite, you were holding on to when you knew there was no longer a firm commitment there. This may have to do with a Taurus as well, or again, a contract, a marriage contract, a business contract. These came out in reverse, and my deck is not in reverse. I very rarely read reversals, but I can see that this message is exactly as it is supposed to be read. This is what's troubling you. The back burner of like, well, maybe they'll change their mind. Maybe the next promotion will come to me. Okay, that one didn't. Okay, maybe the next one will be mine. I think you guys are moving on. Cancer, this one is complicated. Yeah, this is complicated. All right, give me one more on this. There's an ending of a commitment, or an ending of, again, holding space in your heart for someone. Exactly. You're going to take the higher road. You're going to be the one who's mature about it. But as I said, like, I'm going to build my own ship. I will get to my end goal and my destination. Come hell or high water, I will get there. So you can either help me or you can work against me, but I'm going to get there. There is a need to be hell-bent and very determined about what it is that you want in this life. And understand that if you're dealing with people who are not willing to support your dreams or help get you there, they're not the one for you. They're an obstacle in your pathway, right? So it's like you need to clear the brush. You need to be the trailblazer. You need to go after this despite the obstacles. And again, when I say that, I'm not saying you need to go get the person who treats you like shit because you've decided they're the one. This is questioning someone's commitment and loyalty to you, right? Someone who's probably in a position of power or highly sought after. Some of you were, this is such an unusual way of phrasing it, but were promised spiritual promotion. I don't know what that means, but I almost feel like it has to do with, in a sense, earning someone's greater respect by putting in the time and work. This sucks to hear, Cancer, but like I'm hearing it's like you got used. You got taken and it's bullshit, and you're absolutely right, it is. So you can hold on to that resentment, that grudge. You can be angry about it, or you can choose to put your thoughts elsewhere. And I think that's what this is advising. Your thoughts, your intelligent, could be put towards a more opportune or a more opportunistic, yes, I guess in a positive sense of the word, something that's actually going to value you, something that's actually going to add greater value to your life, that again, it's pushing you forward. it feels like you're stuck in quicksand, or you're stuck with your feet in the mud, and you're trying to clear the path, but there's a part of you that doesn't really want to. Because I don't know if you're hoping to change someone's mind. I don't know if you've been tirelessly trying to win them over with your kindness, with, you know, showing up with cheery, rosy smiles and anything. Yeah, you got it. Just let me know what you need. It's taking a toll on you, Cancer. Yeah, I just don't like the energy. Again, you have a lot of cards of marriage, or something involving a situation at church or a spiritual group. 555. Oh, you know what that is? You know what that is. That's the devil, right? That's a lower vibrational energy. And the Hierophant, essentially kind of 3 times if we look at it like this. So Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Taurus, what did you do to my Cancers? No, I'm just kidding. In fact, I'm glad I said that, because that brings up something I wanted to say is, we're done playing the blame game. We're done like with the woe is me, how could this person have done this to me? Yeah, it sucks. Let's move on. You know? Give yourself the luxury of not having to carry around all those icky feelings. It's time to put them down once and for all. It's time to move on. You will feel so much better when you do. A weight will be lifted. Do it for yourself, Cancer, right? So how other people see you as Knight of Swords, they see you as a little bit aggressive right now, but again, this could also be they see you as hell-bent, very determined. So in a sense, even if this person made a choice, especially about offering a job to someone else, and you're like, but that was supposed to be mine, this person may know Cancer was never meant to be here, because they're a very strong competitor, so they're going to find luck elsewhere, where maybe it's a better fit, it's a better match, they will enjoy the job more. And I know some of you guys are like, that's not the case. I wanted that job and it was my everything. Okay. Again, I just keep hearing the universe. I disagree. I disagree. You don't know everything, Cancer, and there is something really nice coming in with the Wheel of Fortune, but you have to believe it. If you don't believe it, then it's never going to come to you, right? If you're constantly wearing rose-tinted glasses and sentimentalizing how good it used to be, you're constantly going to be living in that state of, it used to be good, but it's not anymore. Again, universe, I disagree. It's very good right now. We just have to wake Cancer up so that they can see it. So that's important. Like, this is actually, sorry, I may have misspoke. This is how you see yourself. I think a lot of you are angry, and you know it, and it is driving you crazy. You don't want to be this person, but it's like I'm sort of getting, it's like your heart is beating 1,000 miles a minute, because, you know, your emotions, water sign, are being impacted by a decision or a choice that was made, and I think your gut reaction is going to war. You know, this is war. I'll see you on the battlefield, because this is bullshit. This isn't fair. Other people see you as magnetic, as passionate, as creative, as spiritual. Again, going places. And this is so ironic, too, because you have a Knight facing forward and a Knight facing backwards. So you get to choose, like, which Knight do you want to be? Do you want to be the one that's constantly looking back, or the one that's going into the future? Some of you are just meant to be artists. As much as you try and like talk yourself out of it, you have a huge creative streak in you, and it's meant to be nurtured. It's a little seed inside of you that's trying to grow, but you keep stifling it and suppressing it. And maybe you're bringing an end to talking yourselves out of your dreams. Go big or go home. I think some of you are finally choosing to go big. Other people see Cancer as running the damn place, as queen of the house or queen of the home or king, right? Other people see you as a powerhouse. Interesting. Look how that came up. Judgment. I think you guys are going to come, eventually you're going to reach a point of peace about missing an opportunity that you were so certain was meant to you. I know this is hard, Cancer. It's going to make sense later. You're a powerhouse, and there's something about this dynamic where you would have had to settle. And I hate to use, like, you know, tons of vulgar words, but it's almost like you would have been this person's little bitch. You would have been working for the big guy, for the big man, right? But you would always be like the secretary, or, you know, something in metaphor. It's like you're meant to run the damn operation yourself. And there'll be a greater sense of pride in you it has nothing to do with riding the coattails. That's not the metaphor I'm going at here. It has something to do with rewriting the history books. In metaphor, that's sort of what I'm hearing. Rather than doing it the way it's always been done, you may be in a space where you're trying to change up the system, and you're trying to implement, you know, new structures and this and that, and wouldn't it be cool? if that won't budge, then understand you're meant to go and do that, but you're meant to do it elsewhere, where it's almost like you're going to get the credit and the recognition for doing it on your own accord. There is an individual nature about, and you are a cardinal sign, right? You're meant to lead by nature. I think for a lot of you, you saw yourself in a partnership where you wouldn't get to lead. And I think for a lot of you, the universe is trying to get you to realize you're not the student, you're the teacher. Cancer, that's very important. I hope you guys stuck around. I know this has been a long reading. So advice or guidance, bring yourself into a space where there is peace of mind. And I know it's easier said than done, but where are you blocking yourself? What do you need to disconnect from that would allow you peace? Peace of mind is your advice or guidance. If you're not there now, you need to figure out how to get there. Some of you, it physically involves moving. Some of you need to put an end to the Leo who's been stopping you up, or that could be your boss too. You have 2 cards of endings. And especially because it is being relayed to me as death in terms of like tarot. So with endings are new beginnings, and that's what this is. And that's what your higher mind knows. There is a very spiritual sense to the Hierophant, right? He's a spiritual leader. Is that what you're meant to do, Cancer? Even if it's not your job, it's like, are you meant to lead others spiritually and help others? And again, maybe you were holding out for a job or a relationship or a position where that would have been blocked. You wouldn't have been able to thrive in the way that you're meant to had you stayed. It's about regeneration, you know, in autumn, in fall, right? The leaves are dying, things in nature are dying, and then they're going to bloom again. This feels like the final acceptance of an ending, of a death, that, again, you were fighting it tooth and nail. You didn't want it to end because maybe the timeline isn't convenient, you know, and I'm not saying this has to be your message, right? I'm a tarot reader who believes in free will, but I do think that the universe brings harsh but necessary endings to wake us up and make us get back in alignment, right? That's what I said when I started this reading is, are we in alignment? Are we on the right path? Some of my Cancers, you're like, I don't even know anymore. Like I thought I was putting in all the work. I was, you know, getting pats on the head and recognition. And I thought that was my destination. I thought that was my end goal. And then I got the carpet swept out from under me. You're absolutely right. You did. It was meant to. It was meant to happen. A lot of my Cancers are meant to travel or move elsewhere or seek a profession or a relationship that gets you at minimum out of the comfort zone, but I think in a brand new territory. Yes, that could be metaphorically, but for a lot of you, I am seeing travel. I truly am seeing world travel for a lot of my Cancers out there. So you have to embrace an ending. Some of you have and I'm not predicting this. I never, ever, ever predict death on my channel. But for some of you, there was an ending with, I almost want to say a parent or a grandparent who you always had a very troubled relationship with. And again, it's like, maybe if I wait a little bit longer, they'll finally accept me and they'll finally love me. And I'm apprehensive to go into this because the ultimate lesson is that cycle closed out that way for a reason, and for a lot of you it was meant to shine the light on the fact that you don't need other people's approval in your life. So whether this is literal or in metaphor, we're closing the coffin on the one who you either have resentment for, or again, the person you kept trying to win over. Am I good enough? Am I smart enough? Will I get the job? Will you marry me? Like all this, like, I'm going to hold and put my life on pause for you. No, you're not. No, you're not. But they were the one. I disagree. Sorry, don't shoot the messenger, Cancer. And that's when I lost you all. Anyway. No shocker, this is your final outcome, potentially. Again, I believe in free will, but why would you stay in this? This feels so unhappy. It just feels like this was long overdue, and again, every time you tried to make moves forward, you would talk yourself out of it. This is a long overdue ending. So understand that. Know that this is a gift in itself, because what you walk away with the Ten of Swords is lessons. I'm going to do it differently the next time around. I have so much more information about how I want to approach this job, or what I need to communicate right out the gate when I get hired this time, so I don't get into this weird trickstery, you know, I'm going to give you this, but eventually, like, we'll win. Is it in the contract? Tell me when. You're going to go into a situation with much more detail and information and insight about what you're hoping to get out of it, so you don't get yourself into some sort of contract where what you're being promised isn't delivered, because I think that's what happened a lot. And a lot of you, I do see a lot of uncomfortable energy with, again, either a boss or a parent that, try as you might, you were just trying to win them over, and this is coming to the terms that it was never about winning them over. It was about stepping into your confidence of, I don't need your permission. I don't need you to like me. I need you to work with me. And if you're not able to do that, then you're not the one for me. You know, you're not my business partner. You're not my friend. You're not my lover. You're not my whatever. It's about having confidence in yourself. Give me one on this Ten of Swords, please. One. Give me one on this Ten of Swords, please. Thank you. Six of Pentacles, reciprocity. Yeah, there was a, I'm not even gonna say bittersweet. There was a bitter ending, and literally, you're just like, seriously? You've been promising me a promotion for 6 years? You were promising me a diamond ring, and you gave me a fucking vacuum cleaner? Like, literally, you suck. Like, that's what I'm getting. Like, I put all my work and effort, and I put my best foot forward into trying to meet your requirements and expectations, and that's what I'm getting in return. You're done. Like, the thing is, this isn't you. This is you, like, you're fired. Oh, Cancer. How timely is that message, right? As in you, I am no longer accepting you in my circle, right? That's what I'm getting. It's almost like you're doing the firing in metaphor. And I'm even asking you to flip the script, flip the story. Like, God forbid, again, I'm not projecting this onto you, but if there is an ending that you were not anticipating or expecting, and it does come, flip the perspective of it. I get this. It's almost like playing pretend that it's going to benefit you by being like, they didn't fire me, I fired them. That way you can move on and not feel any type of way about it. It wasn't for me. I fired them. It's like you're working for, I don't know, Bank of America and got let go. It's like, no, I fired Bank of America. Like you're stepping into the power position. And by acknowledging that ending and welcoming in the blessing of an ending that was fated. It was destined to end. It was not for the long term. You stop blocking your own blessings. You send the signals to the universe that you're ready for more blessings and abundance. Yeah. A lot of you, you're in Eight of Swords. If you don't deal with this, it has the potential to get worse. So don't put yourself in the mental prison. If something is nagging at you, however you can, get clarity on what you can get clarity on. And other than that, release the rest. It sucks. That's what I'm getting. Like, being in this position sucks. So why are you punishing yourself by staying in it? Cancer, this was a rough one. I gotta admit. Let's pull you one of these and wrap it on up. Oh, my Cancers, but sometimes these ones are the most relevant. So I do hope this helps somebody out there. If I helped one person out of the 40 of you that will watch, then you know what? That's good enough for me. I come at this with love, so I hope that's what you take away. I hope this helps someone. There's fear and intimidation from a boss or a father. It was never about their approval. I just keep wanting to say that. Homeward, take yourself out on a date. What's in your cup? Who's filling your cup? It better be you, Cancer. It better be you practicing self-love and participating in things that bring you joy simply because, right? Not relying on other people to fill your cup, to make you feel good about yourself or your life or your decisions. As long as you're doing right by you, then you're doing right by the universe. Lavender, surround yourself with love. There are people in your life who are going to love and support you no matter what, so choose to hang out with those people. Let go of the ones who don't bring happiness and positivity to your life. Release them, right? Wish them well. Don't hold on to resentment. You know, they're vibing low. I hope they raise their vibration, but it's not my job to do that for them, so peace, I'm out. And that's exactly where I'm out, too. Thank you for joining me here today. Please like, share, subscribe. Let me know if it resonates, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, Cancer.